What is up, guys? So as you can see, we have our 18, 19-inch Roland Sands tracker setup back on our 2019 FTR. It was a temporary setup because I sold my bright red 17s to a fellow member on the forum. They were great, but they were a placeholder until I could get what is sitting over here in the corner. There was a lot of controversy about looks and handling. So with this setup, you can buy pretty much every sport touring tire as long as you move to a 160/60 rear and the stock size front. So currently, what's on these wheels is a Bridgestone T32. For everyday riding, it's perfectly fine. They work great. Looks wise, you're subjective. It is a little bit narrow in the back, but like obviously the side profile looks kind of cool. I was super happy with these wheels. I ran them for a while, but after running the 17s, I was kind of missing that more sporty tire. And then when you look at the back of the bike, the width of the tire does change. It is what it is. So it's an acquired taste, whether you like these or the 17s. My problem was I wasn't super happy with the bright red 17s that I had off of the 2023 Sport FTR. Based on the fact that I had these 2019 tank panels with this darker red burgundy color. So when these wheels became available to buy, I decided to take the 17s off and purchase these. So yeah, let's get into it. So the wheels in question are from the Roland Sands Super Hooligan Bike. And we got the front. And we got the rear. So as you can see, this red is the racetrack red. Obviously matches the tank. These wheels, the Roland Sands tracker wheels, I had powder coated. Depending on the sunlight and how it looks, they do match this kind of okay, but not perfect. These match perfectly. And with a little gold accent, super happy with it. But these became available to buy from IndianMotorcycle.com. Anybody can go buy these. These are off the 2024 FTR Super Hooligan Edition. And they do bolt directly up to your 2019 FTR because they have the tone rings on the front wheel. So we're going to pull these wheels off. So I don't want to bore you with the wheel change because I already did this when I swapped to the other 17s. I'll put the link in the description below. But I am changing the brake pads, and I don't remember if I put this in the other video, but you can take a 13/16 spark plug socket, obviously put the extension the other way, and it fits your axle bolt. There are special tools that you can buy on Amazon, as general tools, or you can buy an expensive, huge Allen key, but this is all you need. Most people already have a spark plug socket set in their toolbox. Put it right in. But yeah, we are going to change brake pads. So these brake pads here, they've got about 16,000 miles of fairly decent use. And then we got our new OEM replacements here. So they probably would have made it a little bit more, but figured 5 years of abuse, 16,000 miles. I'm just gonna pop new brake pads in. I have tried other brake pads on other bikes with the Cinder and everything. These Brembo brake pads, obviously, just Brembo from Indian, actually pretty nice. They don't produce a lot of dust. They have a great bite, and you don't have to worry about heating them up. Obviously, like any other brake pad installation, you're gonna push your pistons back. If you've serviced your brake fluid at all, when you push your pistons back, more brake fluid goes back in the reservoir. That's why I just use a little needle here and just sucks them out. So we're gonna get the brake pads changed and get these wheels off. All right, front is on. Replenish your brake fluid a little bit. Obviously, what you want to do with radial mounted calipers is you leave these just above them. Come up here, pull your brake lever a couple times, hold it, and then torque them down. That way it centers everything the way it needs to be. You can thank Dave Moss for that little tip. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. Obviously, I have my old fender on here. We're going to throw the carbon fiber fender from the 17-inch wheels on there. If you want to keep this fender, I'm going to put in the link in the description a drawing for the fender drop brackets. I think it's 32 millimeters or something like that you got to make. Super easy to make. Or you can buy the base fender off a 2022 FTR. It's plastic and non-painted, but it's only 100 bucks. Super easy way to do it. And I'll get rid of this little gap here. Yeah, there's a couple people running around with 17s and this stock fender. You know who you are. Get rid of that. Stupid. So let's move this back. Luckily, because I had my Challenger wheels, because I put the SMTs on there, so I had the stock rotors. So what I did was I took the rotors off my Challenger wheels, stuck them on this. So all I have to do when I want to switch from my tracker wheels to these wheels is just remove the back rotor, and then everything's easy go. So let's move to the back. And we are done. So I mean, as you can see, you got the darker red there with the little gold accents. It matches the gold accents on the race tank over there. So the tracker wheels are going back in the basement. I do love these wheels. The fact that 3-piece all billet machined from Rolling Sands is really cool. I just wish the back tire was wider. After I've been looking at these, like after running these for a year, when I put these back on, it just didn't do it for me. This does it for me. So let's get into the nitty gritty of things. So I went with, on the last time I went with a 190 55 rear tire to gain some extra height because I had a low mount. Obviously, don't have a low mount anymore, so ground clearance is not an issue for me. So I went with a 190 50 profile tire. It was a little bit cheaper, and it won't have a big of a peak when it's mounted on a 5.5 inch wheel. So it should give me a little bit longer mileage out of it. So we're going to see how it handles, obviously. But the 190 50 looks pretty good. So these are the new S23s from Bridgestone. I always ran the S22s on my other crotch rockets, so I'm excited to try these. The RS11s were great tires, except when it was cold or rainy. They were sketchy as shit. I do know for a fact these things perform great in the rain. When I had my FZ1 down in Tell the Dragon, it was a complete downpour and they handled phenomenally in the rain. So these are great tires. The front, if you remember, I pushed these forks flush when I did the last conversion. I'm going to leave them where they are. Obviously because I don't need the extra height for the ground clearance, and two, because with this exhaust it kind of pushes my leg out a little bit, so I can't touch my right leg down at all. So like when you're kind of back up, I can normally just tiptoe it. I can't touch at all, so you have to like teeter totter. So we're going to see how this works. Obviously put the 17-inch fender back on. If you don't want to run carbon fiber fender or plain black fender, obviously, remember, like I said, we can do the brackets. That's how that's going to sit. So let's get her outside before the sun goes down and see if we can get any nice pictures. All right, well, it's dark out once I open the garage door. So I'll just show you. So getting on the bike. So obviously this kicks out a little bit. So I'm sitting the bike up straight right now. And as you can see, tiptoe, a little less tiptoe. But I can actually move the bike back and forth, move it around. Obviously, I am hitting the exhaust. It's not that bad. The kickstand should still be pretty good. Because again, the 190 squeeze on this rim is still more tire than the 180 on the stock rim. But I still have my original 2019 kickstand. I didn't lower it or anything. That's how she's sitting. Let me know what you guys think. If you think I should have kept those wheels or these wheels or the bright red ones. But I'm pretty happy with these. Thanks for watching, guys.